Hi, Lisa K. Donner here with Liberty Nation, and with me today is Scott Cosenza, our legal affairs editor. Welcome, Scott.
Hi, Lisa.
Well, a lot going on in the gun world today. Two major decisions. We had the Supreme Court, and now we have a Virginia State Circuit Court judge, fellow by the name of F. Patrick Yates, issued an injunction basically allowing a gun range to stay open. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, Virginia's rabidly anti-gun Governor Northam included indoor gun ranges in his statewide shutdown order. Now, all sorts of businesses are allowed to remain open in Virginia, but not gun ranges, which implicates the Second Amendment, of course, which some of us think is a core constitutional amendment rather than one to be left aside.
Just as a point in fact for our many viewers who are not in the state of Virginia, it just so happens, and I'm sure it was not lost on Governor Northam, that the National Rifle Association gun range, which you and I have been to many times, also happens to be in the state of Virginia. So when he issued that order, he shut down the NRA range to boot.
Well, let me just stop you there. That he actually has included in other legislation specific rules which would only impact that range. In other words, in order to stick his thumb in the eye of the National Rifle Association. Governor Northam of Virginia is perhaps one of the most rabidly anti-gun politicians in the nation, and he's been trying to exert his will to take away the guns of Virginians away from us, doing whatever he can, including through the vehicle of his emergency order, which in part, at least with this one specific range in Lynchburg, Virginia, was overturned today.
Right. So Second Amendment advocates, have a win here, but it's not a big win. As Philip Van Cleve, the VCDL, Virginia Citizens Defense League president, said, this only applies to this one range. It doesn't apply to the NRA. It doesn't apply to any other range in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Well, that's right. Part of the litigation involved the VCDL asking Judge Yates for what's called a writ of mandamus to basically make sure that all the other ranges were allowed to be open. And in the judge's order, which I have in my hand here, he does not issue that order. He says he declines to, but he doesn't elaborate for the reasons why he declines to. Now, generally, Lisa, it's always a good idea for judges to address the sort of direct issue in front of them and not write more broadly. And that's something we are often critical when progressive judges do it. And so we're just going to have to reserve judgment for why this doesn't apply to all the other gun ranges in the state. I will say, though, that the reasoning that the judge uses, and he does write a several-page opinion, it's not just an order, it is an opinion backing up the order. And he says the duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed includes the laws that limit his power during emergencies like this. And that's Judge Yates writing about Northam. So for other ranges, we're just going to have to see.
Right. In hearing of this, the Safe Side owner said, he cited the need for gun owners to train people with their weapons. And this is especially true right now. When I was in Florida, I did an article and I actually went out to a gun shop and I talked to the manager and I talked to people in the parking lot. I talked to customers and I asked them, and the manager said at least half of a very busy store, very large, very busy store, were brand new first-time gun owners. And when I went into the parking lot, I followed it up with a fellow there and I said, "Is that your first firearm purchase?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, have you ever shot a firearm before?" And he said, "No." And I thought, well, it's a good idea if you better take a class. But if you shut down the gun ranges, how is he going to do that? What's he going to take a class in grandma's backyard who owns the back 40 out in
Governor Northam
Shenandoah?
believes that only government agents should have guns, only the men who protect him and his laws, and not you and I.
Well, this is a great ruling. It's a good start anyway, because I do think now particularly people are going to be clamoring for high quality training and the opportunity to fire their new firearms. Thank you very much. Scott D. Cosenza, Legal Affairs Editor for LibertyNation.com. Thanks for joining us today.
Keep your powder dry.
All right, and thank you. Don't forget to check out Liberty Nation's new Roku channel. All you need to do is turn on that tube and subscribe. Thanks very much. Have a nice day.